Everybody has a day when the sun stays away. Take heart in a new tomorrow. A little more love between makes for a brighter day. Never need worry, let one love set you free.
Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Essay Udekwe. As always, this is Serenity with Essay. On this beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning, I'm going to be talking about forgiveness. Yes, that's a big one. Now, you might be watching and thinking, what's she going to ask us to do? I hope she's not going to ask us to forgive, regardless of the offense that has been done to us. Well, that is not my mission this morning. This morning, I'm going to be highlighting the benefits of forgiveness and the impact of unforgiveness on our well-being, and I will leave the choice open to us. Before I go any further, let me just say what unforgiveness is. Unforgiveness, or failing to forgive, is the practice of engaging in ruminative thoughts of anger. Please take note of this. Anger, vengeance, hatred, and resentment that have unproductive outcomes for the ruminator, such as increased anxiety, depression, and even elevated blood pressure. On the other hand, forgiveness reduces interpersonal stresses that can cause undue burden. Please be aware that forgiveness is not just letting go alone. Forgiveness comes from a place of divinity. After all, there is a popular saying that to err is human, but to forgive is divine. Genuine forgiveness comes from the core. It comes from the soul and not from the head. Now, research has also shown that whether we have suffered a minor or a slight grievance, learning to forgive those who have hurt us can significantly improve our psychological and physical well-being. Now, you might be watching and thinking, why is he? You don't know what he has done to me. You don't know what she has done to me. I hear you. I may not know what they've done to you, but what I do know is that I understand the pain, the guilt, the frustration, and the sadness that you might be feeling. Please let me also add that forgiveness does not mean that you have to keep going back to dangerous situations. Forgiveness is much more than that. As always, I'm going to be keeping things simple. I'm going to be highlighting some of the steps that I'm taking to manage unforgiveness. And if you're struggling with unforgiveness, please be aware that you are not alone. I have struggled massively in the past and I'm not where I want to be, but I can safely say that I am work in progress. So let's look at the points together so that we can begin to really look at them and have a different outlook on forgiveness and learn to live the life that we have been called to live without any unnecessary additional baggage. Number one, I'm learning to forgive myself. As I believe this is a huge part of the process, I'm learning to forgive myself. Number two, I'm learning to be empathic towards the person that has offended me. Now, be aware that being empathic towards the person or the situation does not necessarily mean that I have to go back to those situations. Number two, I'm learning not to ruminate too much over what has been done to me, because what you feed grows. Number three, I am learning to uncover my negative feelings about the offense. And I'll give you an example of how I do this. If I remember an offense that has been done to me, rather than, and the associated feelings to that offense, rather than suppress it, I let it come up. But what I'm learning to do is not to stay there. I'm learning to acknowledge the feeling that comes with remembering that offense, but I'm also learning to manage that feeling in such a way that it doesn't overwhelm me. And number 4, I'm learning to avoid circumstances or situations that will constantly remind me of that offense. Now, as I was writing this message, I came across a quote that really made sense to me, and it's by Joe Bell. It says that if we don't forgive, we are tying rocks to our feet that may be too much for our wings to carry. So this is where I'm going to be ending this message this morning. It's very simple. It's very basic. It's just to encourage someone that forgiveness is a gift that you can give to yourself. Forgiveness is a gift to you. You're the one hurting even more when you harbor unforgiveness, when you harbor resentment, when you harbor anger. Please be aware that this is not, in any way suggesting that you cannot seek justice for an offense that has been done to you. However, that is not the topic for today. The topic of today is to learn to look in and truly hold the mirror up to ourselves and realize that we're not perfect either. And when we can truly cultivate this habit, then it is much easier for us to forgive those who have offended us. And I do hope that this simple message makes sense, and that you're going to learn to find ways to not only forgive those who have offended you, but to forgive yourself as well. And please, please, please remember to like this message, share with family and friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more well-being topics. And until I see you next time, happy Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Serenity with I say always, take care.